Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I'm Judy. So today I'm going to be making a crustless buttermilk pie. I have buttermilk in my refrigerator that I want to use up. I have a starter that I had got from Azure Standard, and I'll show you that when we're doing the recipe. And I've been, using that and just keeping it going, just like a sourdough bread. Boy, I need a haircut. But anyways, we're going to do a crustless buttermilk pie. But I thought I would take you out to my garden area. Ed and I are attempting to grow some food. I've grown stuff in the past, but now that he's retired, he can help me. And so it just makes it a little bit easier. But I want to take you out there and show you how we redid our big plant bed. It was wood in the beginning, but of course it all rotted out. And then we got cinder blocks to redo that. And it looks really nice now. We have to, we're not finished yet as far as filling up with dirt and all that. And we've got some other container stuff going on. So I'm going to take you out there and show you that first. And then we'll come back and do the crustless buttermilk pie. Okay, here we go. So this is the plant bed that we have out front of our house. I'm not sure how quite long it is, but we've done two cinder blocks high, and then we got the caps to put on the top just to kind of finish off. That way I can sit down on it if I need to, and of course the ends stick out a little bit, but that doesn't bother me any. But this rosemary plant is going to come out of here because I'm going to try to dehydrate as much of it I can, and because the roots are all coming up, and I want to start fresh. I've got some new rosemary. I'm trying to propagate with rooting hormone powder in there, so we'll see how it goes. But this is our big plant bed, and like I said, we're going to use, I found a recipe from Hollis and Nancy's Homestead on YouTube. I love them. They grow a lot of food. They're in Florida. They grow a lot of food, and so we use their mix. Go find their YouTube video and look up their planting soil mix. And then we just got these 4 plastic buckets. Sometimes you can find them at Walmart. We couldn't find them, so we just ordered them off of Amazon. These are 19 gallons. And we put dirt in. There's the first 2 here in the front. I have onions in. Never grown onions before, so we're going to see how it goes. And then the other 2, I haven't decided what to put in there yet. And then we have these 2... they're 2 feet deep, watering, like they use it for cows and horses and stuff. And we set them on pavers. But I don't have anything planted in there yet, but they're getting ready. And then I bought some of these. This is like a cinnamon or chocolate mint. That's a chocolate mint. This is a sweet mint. Of course, they're gonna go in pots. And then there's a tomato plant that I bought. That's spinach, sage, and basil, and that is lavender, and more rosemary. And then I have little seedlings that are coming up of tomatoes. And then I have, let me go around this way. And then I have zucchini that's coming up. I'm hoping that the frost will be gone here pretty soon. I think April 8th here in Arkansas, in my zone 7, the frost is gone, but I've just been wheeling them out here in the sun for a little bit. But I've got tomatoes, I've got turnips, forget what else I have out here. So cherry tomatoes that I had saved from seed. I've got Rutgers tomatoes. What is this? Some more tomatoes. And inside, in my little shelf with the grow lights, I have flowers. I have echinacea, I have calendula, some more basil, and some more spinach. So, anyways, that's our little planting system. It's not a whole lot, but it's just Ed and I. And the big bed, I'm going to plant probably herbs and tomatoes and whatever else I can come up with from these plants. Hopefully they'll all... So what I planted, like 2 seeds to a pot, so I got to thin them out. But right now I'm just trying to get them used to the sun and the breeze. There's a little bit of breeze today. It's going to be, I think, 70 today. So you can see that tomato plant blowing over there. Okay, enough of that. Let's go in the house and make some buttermilk Crustless Buttermilk Pie. Okay, before we get started, I wanted to show you the buttermilk. I bought this off of Azure Standard. It's a buttermilk starter culture, and I believe it's from, Ferment Incorporated in Oregon State. So it comes with two starter packets, and this is a brand new box. I'm working on my other box right now. But yeah, but I just went on there because I got another order coming up for this month, and they don't have any unless it changes between like the next 4 or 5 days. But yeah, it's a buttermilk starter culture. You can find it different places. I just happened to get it on Azure, and it comes with instructions. You just take your, you do 3 cups of milk, whole milk, and then you put your starter pack in and you stir it up, and you set it in your, like a warm area, not your refrigerator, just a warm area until it sets up. Takes about 18 hours, I think it is. And then you put it in your refrigerator for 6 hours, and then once then you can actually use it for biscuits or like today I'm using it for this buttermilk, crustless buttermilk pie. But you always want to save a 1/4 cup of it to keep your starter going. But it's really good buttermilk. I don't drink buttermilk per se. I've never just drank it, but you can keep it going as long as you have, refrigeration. So we're going to use some of this today for this recipe. And when I put it back in the fridge, I just put a coffee filter. I kind of double it up and put a rubber band around it and put it back in the fridge. But this recipe calls for 1 cup of buttermilk. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump some out of my measuring. Okay, get this off, put this back in the fridge, and then we'll whisk that out a little bit, because you have to stir it up. It gets thick. Okay, what I do with put this back on here, put this back in the fridge for next time. I'm just going to take my whisk here and just whisk it up. There we go. Okay, let's get to mixing up this pie. So in the bowl here, I'm going to put my 1 cup of buttermilk. Scrape it out, so don't want to waste any of it. There we go. Put that back in the sink. So there's buttermilk. And then I have 3 large eggs that I just kind of like whisked up with a fork. 3 large chicken eggs. Okay, we're going to mix this with an electric mixer, so I don't really need this right now. And then I have, let's put the sugar in next. 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. I'm using cane sugar, organic cane sugar that I got from Azure. So we're just going to put all this in here together. And then I have my flour, and I have some baking powder. And it doesn't call for cinnamon, but I'm using cinnamon. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and right now I'm using from Costco. It's an organic, unbleached, all-purpose flour. That's one thing I like about Costco. They have unbleached flour, but it's also organic. So we're going to put all that in there. Okay, and then I have some vanilla extract, and this is Azure standard extract. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going to eyeball it. 1 teaspoon. Alright. This is a really easy recipe. Okay. And then we're going to put in a 1/3 cup of unsalted butter, and it's melted. Salted butter, I'm sorry. Salted butter, not unsalted. Salted butter. I'm so used to using unsalted, but it just sticks in my mind. Now we're just going to whisk this up. I've got my oven preheating at 350. And that's all there is to it. We're gonna keep mixing it up until it makes a batter. Smells really good. Scrape down the sides. Get all it up, mixed up in there. Now this is a crustless pie, so bottom all mixed up. What's this here? Piece of sugar, granulated sugar. There we go. All right. Okay, let's get this in our pie pan or pie dish. That's all there is to it. All right, look at that. That's all there is to it. And we're going to get it in the oven and we're going to bake it 40 minutes, I believe is what the recipe says. 45 to 50 minutes. So just kind of just like a pumpkin pie. You know, you want to make sure it's not, it might be a little bit jiggly in the center and it'll set up. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to take it out of the oven. Okay, here's the crustless buttermilk pie. It smells so good in here. This is my first time making one, so with my cultured buttermilk that I used with the instant culture that I got from Azure. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So we're gonna, and it cooked for 45 minutes. The recipe said 45 to 55, but 45, I tested with my little cake tester. Like this, which you can use a toothpick or a knife. And it cracked in the center. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it's not going to hurt anything. But I baked it for 45 minutes at 350 degrees. So once it cools, we're going to do us a little taste test and we're going to give an honest opinion on this. So stay tuned. Okay, it's finally cool enough that I cut it. It didn't stick, which I'm thankful for because I didn't spray it or anything. Because it's a crustless buttermilk pie. So let's do a little taste. It's still warm. It's still warm. Wow, that is delicious. Yeah, so this is my first crustless buttermilk pie. It's really, really good, y'all. You could also do a dollop of whipping cream, Cool Whip. I don't use Cool Whip, but I make my own cream out of whipping cream. Isn't that, oh my gosh, it is so good. Just a few ingredients. Delicious. So good. Creamy. Okay, so I'm going to leave the recipe in the description box below. I hope you give it a try. Like I said, it's very easy. Sorry about that. My dogs bark at everything. Anyway, so I hope you give it a try. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate everyone's subscriptions and comments, and look for some more videos coming up. I'm looking for some really good Depression era recipes, so I'm gonna start showing some of those. Herbal stuff coming up. I've been collecting some different dried herbs. I'm gonna grow some in my garden this year, and starting my own apothecary medicinal, stuff here in my home. Not to open a big business or anything, but just for Ed and I and family. But stay tuned for more of those, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I'm probably going to be outside transplanting some more of my plants into bigger pots. or at least separating the seedlings, and get that going. And hopefully here in the next week we can start planting outside once the frost is all gone, or no danger of frost. So I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend and stay safe and prepare. Put food back as much as you can every week. We all know what the situation the world is in right now, and I have a gut feeling that things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. So just keep looking to the Lord, because He's in control of everything. Whether you believe it or not, I believe it, and just ask Him to get us through whatever we need to get through to glorify Him, and I guess that's about it. So thanks for watching, and God bless everyone, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.